Hello and welcome back to Reddit Replies. In this video, what's one comeback you've used in life that was so smooth you still grin when you think back on it? I was at a comedy club and got up to use the bathroom, which was directly behind the stage. As I walked back to my table, the comedian on stage waved at the curtain behind him and said, "You know, behind this curtain is a one-way mirror. We were all watching you in there." In an uncharacteristic moment of confidence and wit, I turned to him and said, "Yes." I heard the applause. Someone said, "I got a $2 handjob from your sister." I said, "She's charging $1 an inch now, huh?" I was a witness to a murder in which I was one of the people that they tried to kill. Years later after it happened I get a call I needed to testify as they had caught the assholes. After several minutes of questioning the DA asked me what I was thinking after they shot at me. Thinking to myself how you answer a blatantly obvious and ridiculous question, the only response I could come up with was, "Shit." The entire court started laughing, including not only every juror, but the DA, the defense attorney and the judge. Even the stenographer was laughing so hard she stopped typing. I'm fairly certain I'll never get another zinger like that again. In middle school, this dude threatened to throw me in a dumpster. I replied, "I wouldn't want to impose on your family, but thanks." And then he attacked. I really liked anime, and so bullies in school often taunted me with bullshit about Pokemon. One day in math class, a guy turned around and said, "I've caught all the Pokemon, what about you?" Me, really? Have you caught chlamydia yet? Him, of course I have. Best part was, a girl in front of him turned around and said, "Dude, that's a vaginal disease." He looked so ashamed. My friend broke up with his girlfriend. Drunk at a party, she yelled at him for having a small dick. His counter: "It would have been bigger if you ever got me hard." Instant classic. A female friend of mine and I got subs at Subway one afternoon. She went with one of the expensive dealies. She says, "For $9, this better be an orgasm in my mouth." To which I replied, "I could have done that for $8. I'm getting ready to leave happy hour and see that my coat is still on the bar stool that I was at earlier, but now is being sat on by the CEO, and my bag was on the bar next to him. So I walk over and somewhat sheepishly, I was pretty low on the totem pole, say, "Excuse me," to get my coat, and when I go to grab my bag, he grabs it and says, winking at the CFO, "It's cool, we've already been through your bag, there's no money in there." Without even thinking I said, "Yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk about that." They burst out laughing and after that, I was cool with the CEO. True story. Not mine but my sister's. She was about 4 and wanting to play kitchen in her room. She grabbed some cereal boxes from the kitchen and put them in her room. My mother, in trying to explain why it wasn't acceptable, said, "The cereal will bring ants, do you want ants in your room?" My sister, not missing a beat, replied, "Do you want ants in your kitchen?" This story still gets brought up at family gatherings 20 plus years later. I was flirting with a girl that was quite a bit taller than me at a bar. The girl, dismissively said, "I've got at least 6 inches on you." Without missing a beat, I replied, "That's okay, I've got at least 7 inches on you." She laughed, bought me a drink. I was conversing with a friend about video games in the school cafeteria when a loud, overweight girl starts, loudly, talking about how all guys who play video games are nerds. I shoot her a look and say, "I guess I'm a nerd, then." She rolls her eyes and says, "Tell me something I don't know, freak." Off the top of my head I reply, "Salad tastes good. I work in a supplement store." One night, as I was nearing the end of my shift and getting tired of talking to people, a young guy and his buddy walk in and the guy decides he's going to be Mr. Funny Man and make jokes about all the products. I hate when people do this, because A, the jokes are never funny, and B, I've heard them all before. So after humoring a few somewhat obnoxious quips from him, the guy grabs a fat burner off the shelf and holds it up at me. "Oh, look at this one. Hey, miss, is this gonna make me look way better?" To which I replied, without missing a beat, "I really hope so." His buddy and the other guys in the store just started cracking up. I hadn't meant to sound so bitchy, it just sort of came out that way. I was at my usual bar one Halloween waiting outside for a cab when a cocktail waitress, who was outside for a cigarette, got in my face and started spewing all sorts of abuse. Apparently there was a case of mistaken identity and she had gotten word that I was messing around with her new boyfriend, who was a friend of mine. I wasn't. So I'm minding my business when she gets in my face, starts yelling and shoves me. There are 2 police officers standing nearby waiting to arrest some drunk drivers, but they don't look too concerned. I know that hitting her back is a bad plan, but I'm too drunk to formulate any coherent counter-argument. So I do the only thing I can think of. I grab her face with both my hands and give her a long, lingering kiss. "Jamie," I reply after breaking away, "you're a gem." She froze in shock for a solid 30 seconds and then ran back into the bar, screaming about how now she had to get tested for herpes. The cops behind me were dying laughing. I moved away the next day and 4 years later, have yet to see either her or her boyfriend again. I was at a bar, at a table, with some friends. A group of women, looked to be in their early 50s, sitting at a nearby table, completely hammered, which normally wouldn't be an issue. Only these ladies were literally gutting younger women with insults as they'd pass by, trying to see how many they could make cry. After about an hour or so of this happening, these women start looking for men to take home. I know this because they were nice enough to announce it out loud to the entire bar, every few minutes. One of the women, a blonde that happened to be the ringleader of this group, kept looking over at me, trying to capture my attention. Not being overly attracted to obnoxious, I ignore this woman, which only makes it worse, and only makes her more angry. So she gets up and walks over to our table. Tells me that she's going to the bathroom and that I better be there when she returns, because I'm going home with her. To which I say, it's not happening. But she ignores me and makes her way to the bathroom. On her way back, she walks past me and loudly exclaims, "Dick," so everyone at her table and my table can hear. To which I respond, "Oh mom, you know how you get after 2 drinks. She turned around, and I've rarely seen a woman so pissed off. She started screaming something I couldn't make out, which attracted the bouncer, who promptly kicked her out. Everyone clapped. And I drank the rest of the night, for free. TLDR, called a cougar mother, she got bounced. Thanks for watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and check the others. See you.